It's 9:30. The hearing of the Committee on Finance is hereby resumed. This morning we will be taking up several resolutions and two Senate bills administratively. For the record, may I request the Secretary to kindly acknowledge the presence of our guests who are here with us this morning.
We would like to acknowledge the presence of Director Jenny Timbol of the Civil Service Commission, Director Corazon Gomez of the Commission on Audit, as well as Ms. Estelita Catubay, Supervising Auditor for Department of Agriculture, Director Magdalena Aruta of the DBM, Attorney Raquel Bensalida of the GSIS, Director Leocadio Trobela of the DILG, and Attorney Patricia Soniga, Liga ng mga Barangay.
Thank you. Good morning, and thank you for attending our this morning's session. Let's first take up Senate Resolution number 554, filed by Senator Santiago. This with respect to the clerical errors in the preparation and issuance of SARO, as well as in the preparation of COA audit COA audit reports. Again, this is only for the record because I believe I've read your explanations via media. But still, for the record, may we hear from you, Director Aruta? Ma'am, I think Senator Santiago is referring more particularly to the glaring clerical error of supposedly a 500,000 allocation for then Congressman Y. Corat Zamora, but it appeared that it was 3 billion na siya yung top-notcher daw. Can you explain that, ma'am?
Good morning. Sir, yung clerical error that they are referring to was just an error in our report to the COA. The report that we submitted was for the VILP releases. It's identified there that 3 billion was for the Congressman Zamora, but actually it's for preventive maintenance of the DPWH.
How did that come about, ma'am? Nagkamali ng linya?
Nagkamali ho ng yung SARO number na 39 ng dulo, dapat yun for the DPWH. Nailagay ho yung pangalan ni Congressman Zamora.
So there's nothing wrong on the part of COA in interpreting it?
Because
They read it correctly?
Yeah. Kami ho ang nagkamali ng pag-submit ng report.
How did that come about, ma'am? Meaning to say, in the future and moving forward, how can we avoid similar occurrences?
It came about because yung SARO number that was supposed to be used, 38 dapat yung kay Congressman Zamora. Nung prepare yung SARO, ang nagamit ho yung 39. And then also yung 3 billion was also 39. Yun talaga ang naka-allocate for the preventive maintenance.
Again, ma'am, another question. Ang mali po ba yung SARO mismo o ang mali po ba yung binigay na report sa COA?
Nagkamali din ho yung
Both.
Both, pareho ho. Kasi dapat yung 39 should have been preventive maintenance. Ang nailagay ho yung pangalan ni Congressman Zamora.
Is this the first time it happened, ma'am?
As far as I know, sir.
O ito lang yung unang beses na nahuli ng COA?
Yeah, sa pagkakaalam ko ho, this is the first time.
Offhand, how can a mistake like that occur, ma'am? Saang division, department, bureau ng DBM pinaprepare yung... I'll give an example, ma'am. Kung merong allocation for, in the case of Congressman Zamora, 500,000. Di ba? Yun lang naman talaga yung kanya, hindi naman 3 billion eh. Saan dadaan yun at paano may issue yung SARO for the 500,000?
Sa BMBA ho, yung may hawak ng...
Can you...
yung
PMBA means?
Budget and Management Bureau A. Sila ho ang may hawak ng DPWH.
So gagawa sila ng SARO na nakalagay 500,000 at yung nature ng project. Tapos yung VILP naman ng DILG, gagawa naman po din kayo ng SARO for that.
For preventive maintenance.
Hindi naman nakalagay yung pangalan ni Congressman Zamora dun sa SARO, di ba?
Hindi ho.
Implementing agency lang po ang nakalagay.
Yes, just the SARO number, the amount.
So, if 39 was used for Congressman Zamora, saan napunta yung 500,000 niya? Anong SARO number?
Later on ho, nung nakita na dalawa yung SARO na na-issue with one number, nilagyan ho ng A yung para kay Congressman Zamora because there can be no two SAROs with one number.
So in this case, nag-issue kayo ng sarong parehong number?
Yun nga ho it's really an error.
Hindi ba siya computer generated or
Hindi,
something?
At that time, sir, it was still manually prepared.
Now it's no longer manually prepared.
Yes, sir.
So now in sequence at seriatim na talaga yung numbers niyan, hindi na mauulit.
Yes, sir.
Would that be correct?
Yes, sir.
When did it start?
The
Please, ma'am. When did that start? When did the computerization or computerized form of issuing SARO started?
uh, 2007, sir.
It started in 2007.
Yes, sir.
Anong year po ba to?
2007 also. Pero yung e-tails kasi yun, sir. It's not the regular.
Now, second question, ma'am. Practice ba ng DBM yun na pag may mali, ine-A na lang, kung dalaway mali, bini-B yung isa, kung tatlo yung nag-overlap, sini-C? Because it seemed
Yes.
automatic that you said A.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So it's not the first time that two SAROs with the same number was issued prior to 07. So in the past, pag may dobleng SARO number, ine-A nyo na lang. Pag tatlo,
ABC.
39A, 39A, 39B.
Yes, sir.
Hanggang ilan na ho ba yung pinakamaraming ganon? Based on your experience.
Sir, as far as we know, 2, so nag-A lang ho yung ano.
Wala pang umabot ng B.
Wala pa naman.
Sa kasaysayan ng DBM, wala pang umabot ng B.
As far as we know, sir,
And you've been with the DBM for...
more than 30 years.
You joined government when you were 5 years old, ma'am?
Thank you, sir.
Chika. Again, can you give us guarantees that this will not happen again?
Yes, sir, with the computerization of the preparation of SARO. And there's no more SARO, sir. There's no more.
No, may SARO ka pa rin.
Pero wala nang PIDA. Wala nang.
May SARO ka pa rin.
Meron pa rin.
Insofar as lump sum funds are concerned, right?
Yes, sir. Oo. Pero
Yung
the
release,
preparation-
yung budget as release document only applies to line item allocations.
Yes, sir.
Offhand, ma'am, out of curiosity, how many SAROs do you issue in a year prior to the budget as release document? Ilang libo ho yan o daang libo?
10,000, sir.
10,000 SAROs. So for a given year, how do you begin the number? Paano yung series ng number?
0001, 5 digits ho yun.
May year po ba yan? Wala.
Okay, yes, sir.
So kunyari, 14-00001.
Yes, sir.
14-00002. Pag
Yes,
15, up to what number? Mga 10,000?
Yes, sir.
Now, what determines the issuance of a SARO containing multiple projects and the issuance of a SARO for a singular project?
Yun eh.
Di ba, may nakikita akong SARO minsan, isang project lang nakalagay, na maliit. May nakikita akong SARO minsan, list of projects bigla, na malaki.
Sir, it's based on the request of the agency. They'll request it by project.
So, pag nag-request yung agency na 3 project, yun yung ilalabas nyo.
Yes,
Pag nag-request yung agency na isa lang yung nasa pipeline, isa lang din.
yes, sir.
So, it's driven by the agency. You don't have any say in it.
Yes, sir.
You can't lump them together. I presume nagkakasabay-sabay yun. Let's say nag-submit ng agency ng letter dated today, may dumating na naman mamayang hapon, o baka dumating sa inyo in one day, 5 sunod-sunod na request. How do you unbundle that?
Sir, if it's only one implementing agency, it can be combined into one SARO.
Kahit na iba't ibang category?
Meron naman ho naka-identify kung anong PAP, Program Activity Project.
So pwedeng sa
May
isang
number.
SARO, nagsasaro mo ba kayo sa MOE? Hindi na? Oo, di ba?
Yes, sir.
So pwedeng may CO at MOE in the same SARO for the
Yes.
same agency?
Yes, sir.
Tama? Wala po kayong rules doon? Tipid papel lang? Wala bang rules doon na pag pumasok ng same day, sama-sama na siya? Paano yan?
Just, sir, para lang, just to facilitate the release.
But you have an SOP. What's the best practices with respect to that? Shouldn't you, for example, ihiwalay yung SARO ng MOE sa CO? If it exceeds a certain amount, hiwalay na SARO na yan?
No,
What would
sir.
be your rule?
As long as the TAP is identified.
So kahit na 10 pages yung SARO, pwede.
Yes, sir.
What's the longest SARO that you've issued, ma'am? In your 30 years experience.
Mga 30.
30 pages? 30 pages yung longest?
Yes, sir.
Tapos pag may isang mali doon, isang entry na mali, paano yun?
Yun nga, ho, kino-correct na yun. There's another bureau that reviews it. But after it has been released already.
After it has been released and the agency said, uy, mali tong project na to, hindi to XYZ, ABC to. How do you correct it and what document will you issue?
It will be returned to DBM, sir.
The whole 30 pages?
Yung ano lang, yung page lang na merong
And then what will you do, ma'am?
Another SARA will be issued. Another SARA will be issued, sir.
A subsequent number o A?
Subsequent number, sir.
Subsequent number na. Ma'am, are these rules contained in a book somewhere or are you following just the practice of DBM?
Sir,
Do you have a manual, an SOP?
unfortunately, we don't have a manual, sir.
So you're just following previous practices
Yes.
ng mga employees ng DBM?
Yes, sir.
Can you mention for the record the name of the program, ma'am, that you're utilizing now to avoid the double numbering of SAROS, to avoid clerical errors? Anong tawag sa IT program niyo doon?
E-budget system.
E-budget system. Can you briefly describe it, or whoever can describe it for us? What does the e-budget system basically seek to accomplish? Please, ma'am, kindly identify yourself. Please bear with me, ma'am, because given the resolution filed, we have to come up with a report.
It's okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Good morning po. Ako po si Amaneli Arevalo ng
Morning,
Budget
ma'am.
Technical Service ng DBM. Ang electronic budget system po is the current system na ina-adapt ng DBM for the releasing ng SARO, NCA ng inire-release namin. For every release document na coming from, kunwari a request from the agency, it will be acted upon by the different BMBs or Budget Management Bureau in charge of the department or agency. Meron ho silang connection at their own bureau wherein they can log in with the system to make the necessary release documents. And then, at their end, they will be able to produce an e-copy to be approved by the director of the concerned BMB. And then,
A concerned BMB has a list of agencies under it.
yes, sir. And then, after which, it will go to the Undersecretary or Office of the Secretary for approval, initial approval, containing the signature. When it is approved, it will...
This is an actual signature or a digital signature?
Initial, sir. Actual initial. And then it will go to the central processing unit for the printing of the e-copy document. It will be printed into a security paper. We called it SECPA with corresponding mga sir, features,
watermarks.
security features. And then after the printing, it will go to the signatory.
Now, who checks the numbers? Where is the number checked?
Sir,
Paano nyo may iwasan na may 239
automatic yung numbering ng e-budget.
sa CPU? Sa Central Processing Unit nyo, nandun yung
Yes,
control
sir.
number.
Aha.
Because it comes from the different divisions, right?
Yes, sir.
May dumarating ng mga SARO galing sa iba't ibang bureau na nag-handle ng iba't ibang agency. Darating pupunta rin sa CPU nyo.
CPRU.
CPRU. It's the CPRU that now gives the number?
No, no, sir. It is built in the system. The moment it was approved by the Office of the Secretary, and then it is available for printing, it is automatically indicated yung number. The moment the CPRU printed it, the number will
So
be
may
appear.
memory na yung CPRU. CPRU is a computer or an office?
No, CPRU is an office in charge of the printing of the
So may sequence na sila
release
doon?
document. Yes, sir.
Wala po tayong ganyan noon.
Wala, sir. Kasi even the regional offices can access the system, sir, eh. Kaya
So wala na
sabay-sabay
tayong
yun, eh.
AABB na SARO?
Wala na, sir.
Wala na. Since 2007.
Actually, the e-budget started in 2005. Later na, sir, yung e-tails, eh, which takes care of yung mga PDAP releases. Hindi yun nasabay, eh.
Ngayon po ba, lahat na pasok na dyan?
Yes, sir.
Since when? Be conservative. Yung safe na, pasok na lahat.
Sana, sir. Itong
Anong sana?
effective, sir, effective 2014, we are trying na wala na kaming manual SARO.
So
That
hanggang
is a
ngayon may
rule.
manual SARO pa tayo?
No, for 2014 wala na, sir. So far, yung ngayong hanggang itong date na to, sir.
Wala nang manual SARO. So as
Wala.
late as 2013 may manual SARO pa?
Yes, meron pa, sir.
So the clerical errors would still have, there's a possibility na pwede pa mangyari yun for the manual SARO?
Sir, konti na lang yun, sir, eh. Kaya very minimal na lang.
Ano na
Kaya
lang yung mga
lang,
huling naiwan?
Ah,
Out of curiosity.
Ano ba? Manual. Sir, yung debt service. Minsan yung debt service kasi, yung interest payment.
Kung ano pa yung automatically appropriated,
Oh,
yung
yes,
pa yung...
sir. Kasi sir, usually matagal dumating yung actual na pinapadala ng BTR.
But so far, since January 1, 2014 and up to this date, lahat dumadaan rin sa CPRU nyo.
Sa system, e-budget system.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much. So noted, Secretariat is directed to include the inputs of our invited guests from DBM. Sorry, ma'am, I won't ask COA anymore. Sila naman yung may problema eh. The comments of DBM in order to respond adequately to the resolution of Senator Santiago, emphasizing how this can be avoided moving forward in future issuances of special allotment release orders. So ordered. Proceeding now to PSR number 569, the resolution of Senator Pimentel to urge COA to conduct a special audit on DA's Organic Agricultural Fund. Offhand, may I ask COA, I don't know who will answer. COA is an independent constitutional body. We cannot order you to do something or not do something. Let's just place that on the record first. Is that correct?
Sir, good morning po.
Good morning, ma'am.
Kasi
We can urge you, but we cannot order you
we
around.
can request.
But we cannot order you around. Is that correct? Tanggap ko yun, tanggapin nyo na rin.
Parang ganun.
Ako nga tanggap ko yun, kayo pa.
So, pwede ho mag-request and then we will include that in our priorities.
But Congress, or by a resolution, we cannot say a resolution ordering COA to blah blah blah. We can only urge you, right? Or call on you, right?
Parang ganun.
We can request. And technically, you can turn it down too. I mean, if it's not feasible, if you don't have
Yeah,
the budget,
opo.
if you don't want to do it, or if you
Yes.
just did it recently.
Or it can be, hindi naman actually turned down. It can, para sabihin natin, i-defer. Kasi ho, halimbawa, may mga commitments na kami previously, and then here comes the request.
Unahin muna yon, ilalagay nyo sa pipeline, kumbaga.
Opo, nasa pipeline.
So, again, for the record, can you discuss to us, ma'am, what types of audits are there, and what's so special about a special audit?
Okay. COA is performing several types of audits. No? We have regular audits, the one performed by the audit teams assigned at different agencies.
That's one.
Yeah. And then we have also the special audit, just like what was done in the PDAF.
In the 0709
Yeah.
PDAF.
But this special audit parang combination po yung PDAF. So kasi parang ano siya, performance and naging fraud pa siya.
Wait, so
Yeah.
regular, special, a third type, I'm sorry, is a fraud audit.
Opo, yung
Right.
fraud kasi yun nga, yung may anomalies na talaga, ganun po.
Fourth,
Other
may fourth pa ba?
Meron pa po yung sa Special Audit Office, they also perform, ano nga yun, yung sa rate audit, yun sa Meralco, ganyan, yung sa mga
Public utilities?
yes, rate audit.
Rate, R-A-T-E.
Yeah, and that is being requested naman po by yung public utilities.
What if it's private already?
Opo, pero kasi ano ng ERC or yung opo, yung sa rates ba?
Itong pagtaas ng Meralco noong December, in-audit niyo yan?
Depende po kung may request po yung ano, yung
Kung wala, hindi niyo
regulatory
ginagalaw.
bodies, hindi po.
What else, ma'am?
Kasi may fee po yun.
What else, ma'am?
Ano ba yung mga hindi, yung let me clarify. Yung pong regular audits, it composed of value for money, that's performance audit,
Mhm.
and then financial and compliance. So yun po yung regular audits na which is being performed regularly by the audit teams assigned at different agencies or auditees.
Now, the request of Senator Pimentel, if you will pass the resolution, is for a special audit to be conducted insofar as the Organic Agricultural Fund is concerned. Are you familiar with this, Ms. Gatubay? This Organic Agricultural Fund, multi-year ba to? 1 year lang to?
Actually, there were releases in calendar years 2011 to 2013.
Noong 2010, wala.
Wala pa ho. Wala ho kaming encounter na fund on organic farming.
So the program started in 2011,
2011, yes.
based on your audit.
Yes.
Now, we can draw the parameters of this. Kumbaga, when you speak of Organic Agricultural Fund, this is a specific fund.
Yes.
Out of,
It is part of the regular fund.
of course, ma'am, of the DA.
Yes.
How much was this in 2011?
In 2011.
I asked the question, ma'am, para ma-unbundle natin na kumbaga naka-spotlight doon.
Actually, in DA OSEC, no release in 2011. But in other bureaus,
Meron.
there were releases.
You are handling OSEC.
OSEC as well as the bureaus attached to the DA. I am the supervising auditor.
So is it correct to identify the request for special audit? Okay. We have the records here of the 2011 GAA. Promotion and Development of Organic Agriculture, 900 million. For 2012, 927 million. So, tamang parameter po ba yun, ma'am? Organic Agricultural Fund.
Yes.
That's the correct way of identifying our request for special audit.
Yes.
Tama po yan? Hindi kayo malilito sa ganun.
No.
That's a technical word insofar as you are concerned. So itong item sa budget na promotion and development of organic agriculture, that is synonymous to Organic Agricultural Fund.
Yes.
Will that be correct?
Yes.
Tama, ma'am?
Yes.
Now, the difference with your regular audit that you're doing every year and a special audit, what would it entail on the part of COA? Anong additional trabaho, oras, man hours, or expenses? May we know?
Actually, it is part of our regular audit.
Regular audit.
Yes. So whatever documents that passes through our audit, we audit it.
Yes.
Using some techniques because we have very limited personnel in the
So
office.
pag nag-special audit po tayo sa central office na yan,
Yes.
may SAO kayo, ma'am, di ba? Special Audit Office.
Pero sir, there is an office who is in charge of conducting fraud audits, which is
Special audit pa lang to, ma'am.
No po, fraud audit office, no? Fraud office. The SAO is conducting GWASPA, government-wide audit.
So, if we file,
That is one, also that's for FIDAP po, ginawa.
Chair would like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Recto. So if we conduct a special audit, if we ask that a special audit be conducted, Insofar as the Organic Agricultural Fund is concerned, anong difference dun sa ginagawang trabaho ni Ms. Katubay ngayon?
Actually, at our level, we audit only the fund transfer because the implementation of the organic agricultural program is with the local government office or units. So the auditors in the LGUs will be the one to audit the implementation.
Pag nag-special audit tayo, lahat na yan biglang titingnan. Tama?
Pag special audit po, kasi nga, just like what Auditor Katubay said, yeah, we have auditors assigned at different agencies. So, if for the DA, yeah, just like for the Department of Agriculture, they're the one downloading funds to the, say, LGUs or other government agencies. So, the funds released to the Department of Agriculture, say OSEC, the auditor assigned there will be the one to audit. But if it is downloaded to the, say, LGUs, the utilization of the funds transferred or downloaded to the LGUs, the auditor assigned at the LGUs will be the one to audit it. But if it is a special audit, just like what the South did, they will audit from, say, from the beginning to the end, down the line. So there is only one audit team that will do that down the line. That's the, opo.
Hindi magkakaiba.
Opo.
How long would it take, ma'am?
Well, it depends on the depends on the coverage, say how many years. It depends on the, ganito po yun, no? Minsan nagtatagal because sabi, napunta sa LGU and then the LGU will transfer to the NGO. So, pababa na po ang pababa. Yun. So, if you are conducting special audit, susundan mo yun hanggang sa dulo. So, depende po sa pangyayari, no? Doon sa paano yung downloading of funds.
So you can say,
Opo.
how much do you have the money for it to conduct it this year? May pera kayo para gawin yun this year? Di ba sabi niyo may pipeline kayo, may priorities kayo. If you pass this resolution, do you have the budget to effect it this year?
Kasi po, I cannot commit kasi wala po yung director dito sa fraud audit office.
But
So, they'll be the one, I think they will be the one to, ano. But what they are doing, minsan naman po, the FAO, no, office, will make an, we request data from the auditors assigned dun sa nabigyan ng pondo, and then the auditors will submit what they call an evaluation report, and then they will evaluate it. Then they will evaluate it, and then that they will, kasi I already talked to the director of the FAO, and I told him, will you conduct audit? Kasi there was a request. So, sabi niya, I have to get initial inputs from the different auditors. Kasi po dun sa, just like for 2012, these are the implementing agencies for this fund, for this project or fund. May Office of the Secretary DA, Agricultural Training Institute, Bureau of Agricultural Research, Bureau of Soils, Bureau of Agriculture and Fisheries Product, and also the different field units of the DA. So ito po yung na 927.
The regional offices. Yan yung
Opo.
927 for 2012.
Opo, yun po yung breakdown. That is the breakdown of the 927. So maraming officers concerned po.
Chair would like to acknowledge the presence of USEC Bernard Romulo Puyat, as well as ASEC Amelita Castillo. May bago pa buwan dumating, wala naman ano. Senator Recto? You have some questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Is there already a COA report for the Department of Agriculture for 2012?
Consolidated annual audit report.
Of the Department of Agriculture itself?
We have already submitted the draft CAR to the chairman's office, and it is being evaluated.
2012, ah. So 2014 na tayo, Wala pang 2012 or there is just a draft?
Actually, it's malapit na po kasi nire-remit talaga niya.
Okay, and
Kasi
that,
pag mga departments po, marami kasi mga ano doon.
Correct.
Talaga, lalo na nandun yung PDAF. So talaga pong inaano ni Chair, Office of the Chair.
Okay.
Scrutinize nila.
okay, you mean to tell me that all the departments, the draft COA report is scrutinized by the COA chairman? All, lahat, before it is released
Hindi naman po,
officially?
yung medyo ano ata. Just like for our class.
Sensitive, parang ganon.
Opo, just like for our cluster,
Ah.
yung medyo tinutukan niya itong ano, DA.
DA, ano pa? DAR, ano pa?
Opo, yung mga ganon po yung
Oh,
ano.
ano pa?
Actually, yung
Can you give us
tinutukan,
more examples? Sige,
Okay,
DA, DAR,
Ano
what
yung
else?
mga usual
Ah,
suspect?
DPWH, mga
Okay.
ganyan, DOTC,
Okay.
mga Supreme Court, yung pong medyo...
Supreme Court, kasama.
Usual
Oh.
suspect yun?
Usual suspect.
I don't
yun.
know, what I mean kasi medyo, alam nyo naman, syempre yung auditees natin, medyo ano...
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Di ba taon-taon meron naman kayong exit conference
Opo.
sa head ng implementing agency?
Actually po, ganito po yan, no. Just like, I just cite DA kasi under po sa amin, no. So, there are different bureaus under it, no. So, after completing their audit, they issued our AOMs, and before they will finalize their management letter, because they are only bureaus, they will conduct exit conference with their respective auditing heads, unit heads. And then, for this management, all the different management letters from the bureaus, from the regional offices of the DA, this will be consolidated, the findings will be consolidated into what we call CAR, Consolidated Annual Audit Report. And then there will be another exit conference, supposed to be, with the top officials of the DA. So that they will have...
So, gaano katagal yun? Halimbawa, let's say, normally, anong buwan ba yung exit conference? June?
We usually conduct the exit conference for the CAR, sir.
Doon sa yung binanggit kanina, yung lower level muna, yung bureau, halimbawa, kailan? Yung
Ah.
exit conference yan.
As early as March.
March.
We can already
And then,
conduct it.
you say it goes to the region, magkaka-exit conference din doon.
Yes, yes.
And then, to the department level, magkaka-exit conference din doon.
Di po, bali, yung po sinasabi na yung exit conference, sabay-sabay na yun, yung sa region, yung sa bureaus. Yung second exit, that will be the consolidated.
Okay.
Opo.
So, yung consolidated, kailan nangyayari yun?
Last year, it was conducted, I think it was July.
July,
sometimes
more or
July,
less, no?
For
Okay.
2012,
Okay. So, yun, ginagawa yun at the office of the secretary level na.
yes.
So,
Top officials,
top officials with the secretary himself,
supposed to be.
supposed to be, but not in all cases. Ganun ba yun?
He
Okay.
delegated it usually to the USEC.
Okay. So the job of the auditors is to inform the head of agencies, and in this case, consolidated to the secretary of the DA. Uy, bantayan mo ang mga pondong ito, mga ehensyang ito ng pamahalaan under your department na meron kami mga findings dyan. Ganun ba yun? That's how it should work. Am I correct? Could you please answer the question? Yes. So it
Yes,
be
Your
recorded.
Honor.
Yes, okay. So halimbawa, there is a fund. Magkano ba yung organic agricultural fund? Magkano ba yun?
In 2011, it was 900 million. In 2012, it was 927,200,000. Correct, ma'am?
Okay. Ang pagkaintindi ko, ang DBM, nagre-release ng pondo, let's say organic it's in the GAA. Okay? Ang DA gagawa ngayon ng parang work program of some sort. At sasabihin, gagamitin na namin itong nandito sa budget na Organic Agricultural Fund. Pamumudmud natin to sa mga lugar na ito. Ito magiging intended beneficiaries, halimbawa. At ito yung mga implementing agencies. Okay, then the DBM issues sa SARO. Tama? Okay. Ibibigay ngayon yun sa mga whatever implementing agency, whether it's a national government agency or ida-download sa LGU, I'm not sure in this case, or to other GOCCs. Is there a consolidated audit just for this fund? Organic Agricultural Fund.
In the case of DAOSEC,
Mm.
we consolidate the outputs or the audit outputs of the regional offices in our CAR, Consolidated Annual Audit Report.
So meron.
Meron po.
Meron.
Part of the regular audit report.
Part of the regular audit report. So, halimbawa, marami kasing pondo yung agriculture eh. Meron, I think there are at least 12 items. Many of them are lump sum items. Karamihan dito, lump sum eh, di ba? Hindi naman line item yan eh. They're lump sum items, no? So, would you say then that the COA would do an audit for each of these, let's say, agricultural enhancement program? May mga ganun eh. So, there is an audit for each of these lump sum items. Meron bang ganun?
Our audit planning approach in the audit of the funds of the government agencies considers the various factors in planning. So one is the materiality of the amount, the program's impact on the clientele, on its clients, and if there are complaints. Usually those are the factors that we consider in prioritizing the audit of programs of the department.
So, there is no standard, is that what you're saying? Kailangan may complaint, kailangan may... Di ba, the job of the auditor is to audit all funds of the government.
Kulang po kami ng tao, Your Honor.
So, what you're saying in effect is kulang kayo ng tao, so kulang kayo ng tools.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And that's why you cannot do your job properly. Kasi kulang kayo ng tao.
Yes, Your Honor.
Parang ganon. Okay. So I'm trying to understand. So these lump sum items are not audited on a consolidated basis. Kasi kulang nga kayo ng tao. Am I correct? Is that safe to say?
What do you mean by consolidated basis,
You know,
Your Honor?
okay, I'll let me borrow from the chairman. Saan ba yung ano?
Ito yung mag-
DA?
DA.
Okay.
That's a page from the budget.
Okay.
2012.
Okay. Katulad dito, ang tanong ko simple lang eh, meron, and it is part of this hearing today, no, on Resolution 569, promotion of development and development of organic agriculture, 927 million to MOOE. Okay? And then may 4 million na capital outlay. 927 million. Inaudit ba yung 927 million?
That was part of our audit plan. That was part of the areas to be audited in 2012 and
Okay.
2013.
Nagawa pa ninyo?
Yes, we audited it.
So meron co-report specifically on this.
Yung 2012 po, meron sa yung 2012 ino-audit, partial po ang audit namin.
Okay, so hindi pa tapos. But
Hindi pa
you
tapos.
do it like that.
Yes.
Meaning to say, halimbawa, development of the crop sector, 10.2 billion.
Yes, we
Ito yung major programs ng DA. Development of the livestock sector, 1.4 billion. So, do you audit just based on the implementing agency or do you audit based on programs and projects?
based on programs and
And
projects.
projects. May consolidated. Yun ang tanong ko eh.
Especially if the amount involved is very material.
Yeah, I suppose all of this is material eh. Di ba? Malalaki to eh.
Depende po yan, Your Honor, sa release sa regions. Kunyari sa regions, kakaunti lang ang na-release for livestock. Hindi po nila maaano yon. Matututok sila sa yung program sa mas malalaki. So in other bureaus, like for example, BAI, livestock po sa kanya, doon siya patututok doon sa livestock na malaki ang allocated amount.
Okay, hindi kasi marami, it has come to our attention na there are so many lump sum appropriations. There are so many programs and projects, and we want to understand how COA does its job as far as auditing these individual items, lump sum appropriations in the budget are concerned. Okay? Because these are the major programs in the case of DA. One of them would be this development of organic agriculture, di ba? It is a major program. So at the end of the year, I would assume that the COA would have an exit conference, not only with the what do you call this, bureaus, the region, but also with the secretary. Okay, itong programa natin sa organic agriculture, example lang, meron naging kalokohan sa mga lugar na to, binigay sa NGO, so on and so forth. Do you inform the secretary of these findings? That's the question I'm trying to get the reply to. If you did audit them to begin with, di ba?
Yes, it's part of the protocol of COA.
Supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
Okay.
In fact, in the audit of organic farming, agricultural fund, I as the supervising auditor directed all my audit team leaders to focus audit on this fund.
Okay.
Because
And
of
how
that,
successful is this program naman?
we still have to receive the reports of the auditors in the field.
So wala pa.
Wala pa po.
2012 pa
Pero
to.
at the level of 20 DAOSEC, we have already audited the fund transfers. The MOA, review of MOA.
What does that mean?
Memorandum of Agreement
Between?
between the LGUs and the DA.
So may MOA ang LGU. So dinownload ng DA to sa local government.
Ang
This is their money.
Ang sinasabi yata nila, they mentioned earlier, Senator Recto, they audit the transfers from DBM to DA, pero pag nilipat na yung pondo sa LGU, it's the auditor in the LGU, unless it's a special audit,
Correct,
who will now catch,
Correct.
who will now have the
Pero
responsibility
auditor
of
pa rin
auditing
nila
it.
yun eh.
Hindi
That's
nila
still
nila
part of
hinahabol eh.
COA eh.
The LGUs is not, the LGUs auditors are not under my supervision.
No, I understand that. But then, that's why we're discussing this as well. Saan ba yung problema in the organization? Di ba? Are we properly auditing government funds? Dalawang issue dito eh. One is kulang sa tao. And I can understand that. Okay. The second is your organizational structure. Tama ba ang management perspective ninyo?
One of my
Dahil
audit,
what you're telling us today in the hearing is that pag linipat na ng national sa local, wala na kayong pakialam. Kasi ibang auditor na yung kausap doon.
no, sir, Your
Uh-huh.
Honor, I also write a letter to our director, Director Cora, to help us inform the directors of the local government units to compel their local government ATLs to audit the organic agricultural fund, which was downloaded in their area.
Correct. No, ulitin ko lang ha, I'm not blaming anyone ha. I'm trying to understand how it works. Kung paano nyo ginagawa yung audit. At sabi ko nga, 2014 na ngayon, ang tanong ko simple lang, yung Organic Agricultural Fund ba ng 2012? Natapos na ba yung audit? Na-inform na ba si Secretary, halimbawa in an exit conference, na, uy, may napansin kami may problema dito, kung meron man. Diba? Something like that. Or let's say, let me go further back, 2011. Meron bang pondo na organic fund? I suppose meron. Tama? Okay. More or less the same amount of money. 900 million. Okay. Meron na ba tayong audit noong 2011 on the Organic Agriculture Fund?
In 2011, it was
Mike, ma'am. The mic.
In 2011, it was the Bureau of Soils and Water Management that implements organic agricultural fund.
Okay.
So we have audit report on that.
So meron na 2011.
Management letter in 2011.
Okay. Was it successful? Maganda ba ang naging resulta? May problema ba? At bakit linipat naman? Bakit iniba? If it was successful then, assuming lang, why did they change the implementation of this program to another agency?
I
mean-
cannot comment on that, but we audited the fund at BSWM, and we have problems, and we have issues on.
May mga NGO din ba dyan? May mga MOA?
Actually, it was downloaded to LGUs by
Again,
BSWM.
but
yes.
with a different agency
Through the
naman.
vermicomposting facilities, they bought, BSWM bought packages of, I think, vermicomposting facilities. They term it vermicomposting
Ano yan? Mga
facilities.
uod-uod?
Yes.
Okay.
Uod and shredders.
Okay.
And then meron pa silang
May
housing.
NGO ulit dyan?
Wala po. Yung sinabi lang po dito, LGUs.
So hanggang LGU.
Aha.
But do you know if the LGUs went into MOAs with NGOs to purchase this uod or something?
Ang bumili po, BSWM,
Who's BSWM?
Bureau of Soils.
And then binigay yung uod sa LGU.
Distribute na lang po.
Ganon. So may bidding yan.
May
Okay, so yan ba, nagkaroon kayo ng exit conference with the secretary for your findings on that?
kasama po ito noong
Kasama.
2011. Idiniskas sa
Oh,
CAR.
so nangyayari yan, meron exit
Okay.
conference. And then ang pag-uusapan dyan, how do you improve, di ba? Dapat ganun yun eh.
May mga recommendations.
May recommendations
po.
kayo, may sasagutin sila. They may agree, they may disagree. But then the idea is to talk about how do we improve the program,
Yes,
di ba?
po. Yes po.
Okay? So, not only do you audit the implementing agency, the mga bureau, but the entire fund. Not really. O sige, okay.
Let me clarify, if I may, Senator Recto. DA level lang kayo, di ba, ma'am?
Opo.
Kung ginamit ng tama o mali ng LGU yan, yung LGU auditor na nyo ang makakakita nun.
Opo.
Di ba ba? Yes, Director
Actually
Gomez.
po, di ba, when the funds are downloaded to the LGU or
Yes.
NGOs, the DL, bawa siyang nag-download, it will require liquidation of that fund
Yes.
together with the physical accomplishment. So nakikita din po ng DA ano yung paano niya ginastos at ano ang na-accomplish niya out of the fund downloaded.
So magre-report back yon.
Opo, so
Kasi-
there is a MOA for that and
Ah.
then nandun po yung duties and responsibilities ng bawat part.
Correct. Okay, now, kasi nababasa natin sa pahayagan, mula, I don't know what year, 2002, 2003, hanggang sa ngayon, I mean, marami yan, DA, DAR, paulit-ulit. Gusto ko malaman kung nagkaroon ng exit conference sa secretary at paulit-ulit pa rin nilang ginagawa kahit na sinabihan na ninyo, delikado itong ginagawa ninyo. Bakit napakaraming NGO? Bakit maraming mga walang bidding dito? Bakit, something like that. That is the point I'm trying to drive at. Now, itong Organic Agriculture Fund, baka lumabas later on, malaking kalokohan din na naman ito. Maganda yung pangalan, pero paano ba nagagastos ang tama talaga to? Now, finally, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move on to... So, remember, there are many lump sum appropriations in the department's budget, in the DA. There are many lump sum appropriations in the DAR budget. There are many in the other government agency, at least 5 departments. Ang natatandaan ko, napakalaki ng mga lump sum appropriations na yan. And earlier, we also established that the DA cannot release its money to those implementing agencies without work programs submitted to the DBM. Also identifying supposed to be beneficiaries. Diba? Am I correct? Okay, now, let me move on. After you do an exit conference with the DA, do you have a consolidated exit conference with the DBM?
We don't have.
Wala. Mr. Chairman, I think that is worth noting that there is no consolidated exit conference with the DBM. With the DBM. Okay, now, let me move even further. I will assume that there is an exit conference with the DBM. Your special COA audit 2007 to 9, did you have an exit conference with the DBM? On the PIDAF?
Yun po, hindi ko, kaya sa ibang office po hindi ko.
So hindi nyo alam?
Opo.
Okay, no.
Director Ruiz, can you answer?
As far as we know, sir, there was no exit interview conducted by
There is
COA
no exit
relative
interview.
to that report.
Okay. Now, what I'm trying to establish here is the DBM is the Department of Budget and Management. There must be, in the future, an exit conference as well with the DBM by the COA to inform the DBM on a consolidated basis naman, uy, bantayan nyo itong mga department na to. At the department level, uy, bantayan nyo itong mga bureau na to, itong mga region na to. And then, pupunta i-consolidate naman sa DBM yan, uy, these 5 departments of government, ang delikado sa amin tingin bantayan ninyo itong mga department na to.
Sir, I
Yes.
think the DBM is furnished copies of audit reports.
No, I understand that. We are furnished copies here as well I'm talking about exit conference. This is a management issue. Di ba? Katulad ng sa pribado sektor May mga audit sa baba hanggang sa manager, hanggang sa board. Pinag-uusapan yan up to the board. May mga committees on that. Kahit sa pribado. Okay. The next point is there an exit conference in the office of the president?
For DA, no.
No, for the entire.
No, sir. No, Your Honor.
Walang ganon din. Okay.
Ombudsman, wala din.
Wala rin po.
Supreme Court, meron.
Wala rin.
Senado.
Kanya-kanya po.
Bali, yung pong audit
Yun.
report nila, yun ang in-exit.
Pero walang exit conference.
Doon sa, in totality.
Or at least in the 3 branches of government at the very
Wala.
least, di ba? Wala.
What we know is kanya-kanya. Kung,
Okay. So, I will not belabor the issue, Mr. Chairman, but thank you very much for your very candid and honest responses. And, you know, what I'm trying to look into here is management processes, proper auditing, organizational issues, and as you mentioned, and I'm well aware of, yung kakulangan ninyo sa tao. But, hindi ba taon-taon naman we provide you the budget to hire people? Taon-taon naman Sa totoo lang.
actually, sir, marami na po nag-a-apply yung mga bago. Kaya lang, marami din nag-retire.
Oo.
Pareho lang yun. Cancel each other.
Pero taon-taon, what happens to that money? Savings?
Naku, we are not in a position to...
Why not? You are the auditor. How can you be not in a position to comment?
Ay, kasi po, hindi po under sa akin yung COA na...
ganun.
MPBF, di ba? Unfilled position yun
Sir, for the COA, we
Yes.
provide both the filled and unfilled, so it's already automatically...
You give it to them?
Yes, released to the COA.
You release it to them?
Yes.
Oh,
Your Honor. Automatically and regular release po lahat ng budget ng mga...
so
fiscal
savings na yun
department.
nila yan?
Well, I would defer to
Yeah,
their
savings
answer.
na nila yan.
Okay. So savings yun. Meron kayong sariling DAP? Hindi naman. Okay. So again, I'd like to thank our resource persons. Maraming salamat for being present and for being very candid in your responses. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Chair would like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Grace Po. Ma'am, just a question. We have here the Compliance on Consolidated Annual Audit Report as of November 29, 2012. ito po yung sinasabi niyong hindi pa pirmado. Compliance on Consolidated Annual Audit Report as of November 29, 2012 for DA. Yes, ma'am. Ano po to? For financial year this ending December 31, 2011. Ito na ba yung final report? Hindi pa.
Not 2011.
Ng 2011. Is this the final report for 2011? Pag sinabi niyong compliance on consolidated annual audit report for fiscal year ending 2011 ah.
For agriculture. But then there's no exit conference. Mababasa ba ni Secretary lahat yan?
$2011. Ma'am, kayo nagbigay sa amin yun. Hoy, ma'am. Ano na? Ma'am, kayo nagbigay sa amin yan. Ito pa, meron pa. This is what COA gave us last year. Tama ba? Last year?
Final yan.
Hindi pa final to, ma'am?
Draft lang, draft.
No, this is for 2011. Sorry, mama. Here, ma'am.
Ito po yung endorsement wala. Opinion kasi. Kasi pag nagbibigay po kami, meron kami parang,
No.
ito po, auditor's report to, which is part of the report. Independent auditor's, this is the opinion. Pero pag nagbibigay kami sa inyo, meron kami covering letter.
Hindi ito binigay nila sa atin. Nangyari ito.
May covering letter yan.
Eh sir, ma'am, kasi kung minsan pag marami ko,
Ah,
nagbago.
nakapirma ko yan. Nakapirma naman si ano. Nakapirma po si Katuba.
Ah. Ma'am, pirmado niyo yung letter eh.
Sa ano? Sa opinion.
Yes, ma'am.
Sa opinion.
Pirmado niyo yung letter, ma'am. Kayo naman, oh. Now, just to be able to identify the parameters, nothing was going there. In the resolution of Senator Coco, he made mention, specific mention of Yusek Fleta. Yusek Berna, you're representing DA. Yusek Fleta is not coming anytime soon. Please use the mic.
No, he's not right now coming. So I'm coming in behalf of the Department of Agriculture.
Just to clarify so that the audit will be clear, ma'am, hindi ko maintindihan sa inyo. In 2011, the GAA amount makes mention of 900 million. In your audit report, you made mention of a 952 million vermi composting project. Did you see it, ma'am? 952, di ba? Ito yung binaba sa LGU na pinambili ng shredder tapos nag-produce ng mga uod, di ba? Tapos yung ibang uod, hindi malnourished na ibang uod, sabi nyo. Are we talking of the same fund, Isaac Berna? 952 is against 900 for 2011 na, for 2011.
For 2011 cannot be. It must have been used for. Yes, it was funded by different funds, not only by the organic program.
The vermiculture.
Yes, because the total budget of 2011 was only 900
Yes.
million. So that must have been they used other funds for the organic program.
Ma'am, will you be able to identify that? Mike, ma'am.
In our report for BSWM,
This is 2011, ah?
Yes, in 2011, the one we reported as in the BSWM ML letter, no, the allotment refers to calendar years 2009 and 2010.
Calendar years 09 and 010.
I think it was implemented only in 2011.
Ba't wala kayong banggit dun sa 900 million na nasa GAA ng 2011?
Sa 2012 na siguro yun maaano, sir.
Hmm?
Ma'am,
Wait, let me clarify that. Kung 2011 yung GAA, presumably pinatupad yon yung item 2011. Presumably pinatupad yon in whole or in part ng 2011. But siya mag-a-appear ng 2012. Shouldn't it always appear in 2011?
baka po hindi nagastos lahat.
Ma-
O kaya
Ma'am.
late po ang release ng SARA.
Ngayon nalito na ako. Kung hindi siya nagastos lahat, so hindi ko ma-identify yung item sa budget in a particular audit report for a year? Again, ito ma'am, 2011 yung GAA item. Ginastos in part ng 11, ginastos in part ng 12, baka umabot pa ng 13 yan, hindi ko alam. So it will appear in the COA report of 11, 12, and 13?
Kung late po ang release ng pera. In this case po, yung sa BSWM, yung SARO po na ginamit is 2009 and 2010. Yung 952 million na
Ba't nagka 3
naka-report.
years? Director Ruiz or anyone from DBM, meron ba tayong ganun at that time? Can you have a SARO presumably for an item in the budget in 09 that you will be implementing until 2011?
No, Your Honor. And based on our records, the program promotion and development of organic agriculture started only in 2011.
In 2011?
Yes, based on our records, that program started only in 2011 under
Anong
the
SARO
DE
number niyo,
budget.
ma'am? Dito sa 952? Saan galing, ma'am, yung pondong 952? Anong item? BSWM?
Yes. 2009 and 2010, SAROS.
For an item in the budget, presumably in 09? The SARO makes mention of the item in the budget, right?
Technology package and community-based composting facility.
Yusek Burner, are you aware of that?
That was probably the BSWM funds because the Organic Agriculture Act was of 2010 and we only started getting our budget 2011. So that the 2009-2010 was probably BSWM promoting or implementing organic programs.
So, if Senator Pimentel makes mention of DA's Organic Agricultural Fund, it only refers to a program that started in 2011? So, previous to that, wala? Wala.
Yes, wala.
So, if we pass this resolution, your audit will only cover the period of 2011 up to the present? We still have it up to now?
Yes.
3 taon lang, ma'am, yun. Maikli lang yun.
But in the resolution, proposed resolution, it was mentioned for only, this only for
2012.
2012.
Especially lang. Especially lang yun, ma'am. Especially lang? May special mention lang kasi doon din siya ng special mention eh. No, just to be able to draw the parameters of the audit that we will be requesting. So we're talking of, Organic Agricultural Fund, you said, is a technical term? Meaning, if we say Organic Agricultural Fund, we know exactly what we're talking about. It's the 900 million in 2011 and the 927,200,000 in 2012.
Right now, if you talk about the Organic Agriculture Fund, it's because of the Organic Agriculture Act of 2010 or RA 168. But prior to that, there was no law So that's why whenever BSWM would implement programs, they would just call it the organic program. But right now, when you say organic program, it's with the Organic Agriculture Act.
So it's possible that up to now, BSWM still has an organic program too?
We download a few amounts, but we download it to different different implementing agencies.
So it's now all consolidated under the Organic Agriculture Fund,
Yes,
including BSWM.
including BSWM.
So ma'am, so if you mention that, nagkakaindi na tayo, 11, 12, 13. Wala pa naman kayong 13 eh. Di ba? Wala pa naman 13 eh.
If it is a special audit, you can also include it.
So can we say up to the present? No. We can say up to the present.
13 po, kasi if it is a special audit, especially if it is only a team that will conduct the special audit, pwedeng masakop niya. Kasi for the auditors assigned at the DA and its different bureaus, they are still working on the CY 13.
So we can simply state, ma'am, the Organic Agricultural Fund under or in accordance with RA 168, and you would know what to do.
Apo.
Okay din, ma'am. Senator Ralph?
Yeah, one last question. I think I asked this also earlier, but I don't remember. I don't remember if there was a reply. How successful has this program been? Maybe I should address this question to the auditor and to the DA. Yes. Mahusay ba yung programang ito, itong organic? Meron na ba kayo nakitang magandang naidulot ito?
Basically, the problem with this is yung unliquidated balance po. Masyadong malaki.
Masyadong malaki.
Oo, kaya walang mga reports na makikita namin paano ginamit yung pera.
Okay.
And then, yung monitoring reports and accomplishment reports, hinihintay pa ho namin galing sa DA.
Okay. Okay.
Para
So malaking
ma-evaluate po.
problema. Ito
Sa
the
party po namin, malaking problema po kasi hindi namin makita kung paano ginamit yung pera.
Okay. Okay. Yusek Berna, how effective has this program been?
It actually has been so very effective. In fact, we can just give you all the out of the 2.7 billion that we have we have been given by the DBM. We also actually have the accomplishment report. We can submit it to the chair.
So could you repeat that? I'm sorry, Berna. Yeah.
We have an accomplishment report stating all the projects, all the demo farms, all the seeds that have been implemented, that have been given, detailing the 2.7 billion.
Okay.
Yes.
But based on what the supervising auditor said, that many are unliquidated, it would appear to us that there seems to be many problems with this Organic Agricultural Fund.
This is BSWM. You're talking about BSWM.
LGUs.
No, in general. In general.
At
it's not
saka
the
po
same.
dun sa mga NGAs.
You're
Kasi-
talking of the
Entire.
Organic Agricultural Fund already or just the BSWM fund that you audited?
The fund po.
The fund na,
Oo.
under
Kasi
the law.
lahat po ito recorded sa libro ng DA as
Correct.
receivables.
Correct.
Subject to liquidation.
Correct.
Either downloaded to LGUs, to national government agencies,
Correct.
or to NGOs.
Correct, correct. Okay.
Yes, our problem is the compliance from the LGU. They have not liquidated, but we've been following it up with them. But it was delivered. But we need the LGUs.
What was delivered?
Whatever programs, the fund transfers, it was transferred to them.
So ang bilang
we-
nyo, fund transfer lang.
Fund transfer.
Fund transfer lang ang bilang ninyo, Berna. So you don't know if the farmers benefited from it.
Director Leo, he's the head of our organic program.
Sir, kindly situate yourself. Kahit, dyan na lang po. Kindly identify yourself for the record, sir.
Yeah, Your Honors, good morning. My name is Leo Cañeda. I was designated as coordinator of the program only this year, June 30 of 2014. The question earlier was, how successful is the program?
Sir, June 30?
Yeah, January 30, 2014.
January 30.
Yeah. Before that, I was with BOFS around 2013 April.
What is that? You were with?
I was with the Bureau of Agriculture and Fisheries Standards, which is the agency lodged with the responsibility of implementing the program per Republic Act 10068.
BAFC.
BAFS.
FS, okay. Okay, please continue.
Yeah, the question earlier is how successful is the program? Organic program is our gateway to better health, more nutritious food.
We understand that. We're talking
Yes,
about
Without
the
the pitch,
fund.
without the pitch.
Oh. Hindi mo kami mabebenta ng uod. Sige, please continue, Yusek. Yes, Director.
Yeah, yes. Because I just came in lately, I was informed that there were fund transfers to a number of local government units. And up to now, according to our accountant at the Day Central Office, we've been sending out communications reminding them of their need to liquidate the fund transfers that were given to them earlier. Unfortunately, until now, we still have to receive most, if not all, of the liquidation reports.
Okay, so my question was simple. How effective has the program been? This particular fund for 2012 or nakikinabang ba yung magsasaka? Alam mo, I look at it this way. Is this a demand-driven project or a supply-driven project? Ito ba hinihingi na magsasaka o naisip lang ninyo, bigay natin sa magsasaka, isupply natin do? O ito ba talagang pangangailangan nila? Yun ang may kaibahan yun eh. Yung demand-driven at supply-driven. Kung halimbawa, in the case of the DA, meron kayong ang laki ng pondo eh. Sasabihin nyo sa mga local government, oy, bibigyan namin kayong pondo. Natural tatanggapin nila. Supply-driven eh. Pero ito ba hinihingi sa baba ng mga magsasaka? O kayo-kayo lang ang nag-isip na kailangan may programa tayong ganito? Demand-driven or supply-driven ba to?
Definitely, Your Honor, is demand-driven. Over the past year that I have been with the program, that is what I have observed. So it's like we request the different regional field units to send in their representatives, as well as the focal persons from the different implementing agencies, so that collectively we could discuss, we could plan out programs that can be funded with under the program, provided with funding support.
Hindi ako doon sa amin sa Batangas, wala akong alam na mga magsasakang humihingi ng mga uod. Alam ko, gumagawa sila ng sarili nila, organic. Gumagawa sila ng sarili nila sa aking pagkaalam. So I'm not sure that if many of the programs in the DA are really demand-driven or supply-driven. No? Considering that we are a highly centralized bureaucracy, it is possible that most of our programs and projects are supply-driven in that sense. Kasi highly centralized eh. But I'm concerned with the statement of the DA, or rather the supervising auditor, na maraming unliquidated, so on and so forth. And that's why, I was driving at the point earlier of exit conferences. Kayo ba may exit conference kayo dito sa organic fund na to?
Until now, wala pa po.
So wala kayong exit conference. Ang secretary walang exit conference. Ang DBM walang exit conference. Yung COA commissioner ba nag-exit conference sa Pangulo? On the general consolidated. Meron tayong consolidated financial statements of the national government, di ba? Oh. Does the COA commissioner, chairperson, do an exit conference with the president every year and tell him, uy, ito yung mga napansin namin sa takbo ng pamahalaan, ito yung mga, ito, ang dapat bantayan natin, may mga problema dito. May ganun ba? Wala rin. So, gaano katagal na kayo sa COA?
I am
20 years?
35
35 years. And you're not aware if there is such. That means, possibly wala. There is no system in place for that to take place. Di ba? Parang ganun, ha?
Baka
Walang
informally
consolidated.
Po, baka meron po informally tinatawag siya. Pero part
But
of
the
the
formal-
system.
Wala, there's none, ha? Okay, so thank you very much, ha? Salamat. Thank you.